Hey there. This is the last little video in our series about how to de-escalate conflict, because I know how hard conflict can be and I want you to have a lot less of it. So here's a simple law of human nature. When we feel bad, we act badly. If we can make a little shift to feeling just like 1, 2, 3, 5 degrees better, then we'll act that much better as well. When we feel bad emotionally, we don't have access to the rational part of our brain, and we need access to that more wise, rational part of our brain if we want to stop a fight before it starts, or shorten it, or resolve it quickly, and to stop having them so often. We need access to that part of our brain that is wise and rational. So the first step is really to take some of the charge out of how you think about the whole idea of conflict. Shed 1 or 2 layers of tension around arguing, the whole concept of arguing, and to calm that trigger just a little bit. And this will make you feel a few degrees better when a fight does start to happen, and it will help you gain more access to that wise, rational part of your brain, which is the part of you that's patient and fair and kind and decent in interactions with your partner, right? The part of you that will go looking for solutions instead of just reacting, and making things worse. So I talked about this idea of kind of relating to conflict in a more healthy way, just the idea of conflict. I've been talking about that in the last couple posts. And I illustrated a little bit through my own story around my relationship with conflict in last week's video. So if you didn't read and watch those posts and do the quick exercises that I encouraged you to do within them, go do them now, because it will really set you up best for these next 2 tips that I have for you that you can use in the actual heat of the moment when a fight is really starting to happen. So here are those 2 tips to de-escalate upsetting interactions. Number 1, you've heard this before, but I cannot repeat it often enough. Pause. As soon as you start to feel that tension and start to notice yourself saying something, or your partner saying something that you know is going to escalate into an argument, pause. It takes discipline, it takes mindfulness, awareness, but it's the biggest thing you can do to stop a fight or de-escalate a fight. Once you've paused, feel your feet, take a few deep breaths, feel your lips. There's a lot of things you can do to kind of take a little charge out of your system. And that pause is the first step to doing that in the heat of the moment. Okay. So once you've paused, optionally, you can take it a little bit further by checking in with yourself. And this is a little bit more of an advanced step, but you can then just check in and be like, hey, am I buying into that old story about how bad conflict is? And, is that old story rearing its head and making me even more upset? So, is that old story happening? Just kind of asking that question, getting curious, will put you into, give you a further access to that wiser, rational part of you. It will actually flip your brain into a slightly different state that will allow you to be more patient and fair and kind in this interaction with your partner, and will help you be calmer and more skillful as you work towards a resolution and maybe even a solution with your partner, instead of a big old argument that just feels terrible and makes life worse. So pause and then check in if that story is that story about conflict being a bad thing is rearing its head. If you can make these the focus for the next week, 2, 3, every time you sense a conflict starting to kind of arise, you're going to actually notice a big difference, a big shift in your relationship fighting, and actually in your relationship with your partner, because conflicts just won't have the icky, terrible charge and escalation that you're used to them having. And it will allow you to actually have more connection and affection with your partner, which is what I want for you and what I know you really want. So try it out if you'd like to. I'd love to hear how it goes. Put some comments below. Let me know how it went in the comments in the blog below. And I'll talk to you soon.